Welcome back viewers. In today's video we are going to do the installation of Gnome desktop in Mageia 9. So I have already downloaded the live edition ISO for the Gnome desktop. Let us start with the installation. So usual memory allocation for the virtual machine. So there are two options, either to boot into the live desktop or you have to use the installer directly. And further there is another option, one extra option to use the non-free NVIDIA drivers. So we are going to do the direct installation. So we will start the direct installer without going into the live desktop, that is the live Gnome desktop, and we will be going to use the non-free NVIDIA drivers for the installation. So we have chosen the American English and accepted the license, and we can go with this also, that is the New York local. We will choose the 12-hour hardware clock, US keyboard. Now the installer has started. We will use custom disk partitioning. We will continue with the installer. So we will continue, choose the continue button to make backup of your data first. Now you have to click on the open space. You have to go into the expert mode, or you can just come back to the normal mode. Let us go with the expert mode. Let us create the boot partition. So this will be the boot. We will keep this blank. Let us see what happens. The boot partition is done. So we are going to do the MBR style of partitioning, but it will be a custom partition. We will choose the file system types, but we will stick with the MBR style of partitions. So we also did the MBR style of partitioning in the automatic install, automatic partitioning also in the last video in the KDE Plasma, if you remember. Now we will again choose the empty space, create. Here we will use around 2000 GB and it will be a Linux swap. Next is again create. So let me check. Just okay. So what we will do is we will just delete this. What is the size available here? So 32 GB is there. So we have to use the 32 GB completely. File system, let us go with the ButterFS file system. Mount point will be slash. Okay, done. So we have completed the manual partitioning. We have chosen the MBR style partitions. There is a swap partition and a root partition with ButterFS file system, and we have to press now done option. Okay, so we are going ahead. So we have detected some packages are not needed for your system configuration. We will remove the following packages unless you choose to install otherwise. So this all additional locales will be unselected. Some of the firmware, because my platform is AMD, so the Intel video acceleration drivers, that is the WAPI drivers, will be unloaded. The VirtualBox guest editions is not required. Number lock is not required. ALSA firmware, ALSA tools and firmware, and some other packages are not required. So all those will be now removed. So this will reduce the size of the image that is going to be written to the root file system. So in today's installation, we have not booted into the live desktop in Mageia 9. So the Gnome desktop is not visible, but still we are going to install the Gnome desktop. Only one desktop option is available in the live edition ISO. That is, either you can go for the KD, you can go for the XFC or the Gnome desktop. So three live edition ISOs are there on the website, and we have chosen the Gnome live edition ISO. So only the Gnome desktop is available for install. There is no option to choose any other desktop. So now we have to configure the bootloader. So we will use the grub2 bootloader with graphical menu. Other option is to use it with text menu. The boot device will be the virtual hard disk. Delay before booting default image 10 seconds. We can add a password to secure the bootloader. It is a good idea to secure the bootloader. So this Mageia theme is going to get applied to the bootloader background. Now you can see the default options available in our bootloader will be the main kernel, the recovery mode kernel, and the kernel version is 6.4.9. So it is latest kernel available in the Linux world, and UEFI firmware settings will be there, and the probe for an OS, that is the OS prober, will be always there, and it will probe for the foreign OS on every boot. And these are some parameters selected for the splash or the booting up. And we can also use do not touch ASP or MBR. So once we click this, the boot options or the boot configuration cannot be touched, nor the partition cannot be can be touched and changed or edited. And the video mode, you can also change the video mode. I have shown you earlier also in the first video. So we'll keep with 800 by 600. Finish the bootloader configuration. Now the bootloader will install. Because packages have already been downloaded, we have configured the parameters for the bootloader. Now the installation is going to get affected, and then the configuration will be returned to the bootloader configuration file as per the selections done by us. Now you have opportunity to set up the online media. This allows to install security updates. To set up those media, you will require to have a working internet connection. Do you want to set up a update media? So we will say yes. So mirror choice, we will not keep automatic because we had problem in the earlier installation of the KDE desktop. So the mirror choice was kept automatic, and it could set the automatic mirror, but the download was difficult due to this automatic selection. Instead, we will go with the specific mirror choice, and the downloader we can keep default. Now we will get a list of available mirrors. So we will not keep it automatic. What I am going to do is I will go with the Indian servers because they are near to my location, and there the installation will complete easily and the updates also can be downloaded faster. And we are not going to install the downloads because in last installation of KDE desktop, the downloads and installation of the updates took a lot of time. So instead we will skip the updates. Okay, so now you have opportunity to download the updated packages. These packages have been updated after the distribution was released. They may contain security or bug fixes. To download these packages, you will require a working internet connection. Do you want to install the updates? We will say no. So I think the installation is complete and we will meet in the next video and check out the Gnome desktop. Bye bye.